Percy Jackson tells us he is the son of Poseidon, a demigod. 7 years ago, 4 of these demigod children were heading to the Camp Blood, the only place safe for the demigods. 3 of them made it, because Talia sacrificed herself. Her father Zeus found another way for her to live, a tree that creates a barrier to protect the camp. We then jump in the present. At the camp, Percy Jackson and other demigods are in the middle of a tournament. After a fierce competition, a girl by the name of Clarice wins. She is the daughter of the god of war. She makes fun of Percy, but Grover and Annabeth try to cheer him up. Percy is having some serious self-doubts, wondering if he is good enough. The next day, Mr. D and Chiron find an individual who was able to pass Talia's barrier. They believe in that case he must be a demigod. That person tells them he is the son of Poseidon. Chiron immediately calls Percy to inform him that he has a brother. He is introduced to him. His name is Tyson. Chiron also tells Percy that Tyson is half god but not half human, half Cyclops, a different creature. At the camp, everyone seems to look at Tyson weirdly, even Clarice makes fun of him. Later that day, a loud noise is being heard. All students go check and realize something is trying to enter. A monster then breaks the barrier and starts attacking the whole camp. Percy and Annabeth try to stop him, but it is too strong. It then charges at Clarice, but Tyson is able to save her, holding it while Percy finishes it in pieces. At this moment, Luke, the son of Hermes, comes and Percy is shocked, as he thought he got rid of him in the first movie. Luke tells him that a prophecy including Percy Jackson exists. After he disappears, everyone goes to check Talia's tree. Chiron finds out the tree has been poisoned. Percy tells everyone it was Luke. He let the bull in. Annabeth immediately tries to search for a cute to Talia, who is dying. Percy goes to meet Chiron, asking him about the prophecy Luke was talking about. Chiron then sends Percy to the attic of the secret house. There he meets the Lady Prophecy. He asks her about the prophecy that includes him. Lady Prophecy starts by telling him that long time ago, before the gods, there were titans ruled by Kronos. 3 of his sons escaped: Zeus, Hades and Poseidon. They destroyed Kronos. But the prophecy states that he will rise again, and only one of the children of Zeus, Hades and Poseidon can defeat him or destroy Olympus. Percy immediately tells it all to Chiron. Percy really doubts he is the one from the prophecy. Meanwhile, Annabeth brings her discovery to Mr. D. Only the Golden Fleece can save Talia and restore the barrier. They want to go on an expedition to find it. Mr. D then announces it to all students, pretending it was his own idea. He put together a team to go retrieve the Golden Fleece, including Clarice. Percy isn't chosen and dwells more, thinking he may not be the one. But this won't stop him, so Percy, Annabeth and Grover go on their own expedition to get the Golden Fleece. On their way, they find out Tyson followed them. He is very clumsy, so they try to stop him from coming with them. Tyson then informs them the Golden Fleece may be guarded by a Cyclops, so only him can talk to him, so against their will they bring Tyson. Annabeth gives him a potion that makes him look less noticeable. She then calls a flying taxi. But this ends up being a bumpy ride. They want to go to Florida, but then the ladies realize they don't have enough Jack Moose. They drop them in the middle of Washington. At this moment, Luke's friend Chris appears and captures Grover. The trio then goes to meet where Luke's father may be. They end up finding Hermes himself. He is the owner of the post office for the magic world. Hermes reveals he tried to reach out to his son Luke, but he is barely responding. But he asks his 2 snakes to Google Luke. They do, and they inform the rest that Luke is on a yacht called the Andromeda. Hermes then gives some tools to them and they leave. Minutes later, Percy, Annabeth and Tyson find the yacht. They wonder how will they reach it. But Tyson calls the seahorse and it carries them to the yacht. The trio steps inside in discretion. But a creature notices them and everyone is alerted. Chris then brings them to Luke. Luke tells them he already sent Grover to the Sea of Monsters. He then reveals he also needs the Golden Fleece to revive Kronos. Percy reminds him this will destroy the world. While Annabeth is ashamed of Luke, as Talia sacrificed for him, he was part of the first 4 kids years ago. But Luke doesn't care and puts the trio in a cell. Hours later, Luke gets the idea to grab one of the tools given by Hermes, mythical tape gun that can make anything disappear. With that he makes their cell bars disappear and escape. Chris catches up to them and starts fighting Percy. Luke gets alerted and everyone tries to stop them. Luke tries again to recruit Percy in his team, but he refuses and surfs a wave of water to join his friends. Tyson unfortunately breaks the little boat engine, so Annabeth uses the other tool given by Hermes for propulsion, the magic spray. While on the boat, Tyson shares his story of always being seen as a monster when people look at him. Percy tries to cheer his brother up, but Annabeth is still hesitant on trusting Tyson. She reveals to Percy she was one of the 4 first kids, and it was a Cyclops that killed Talia. At this moment, the group notices dark clouds. Annabeth reveals this must be Sea of Monsters. They immediately get attacked by an enormous creature and they end up in its stomach. Once there, they hear noises and realizes Clarice is also stuck there with her staff full of zombies. She points out they are on their way to the intestine, which will finish them. So the wild team work together and successfully break out of the creature. They end up in water but comes out on surface just in time. At this moment, Percy starts noticing patterns in water, coordinates, so he tells Clarice where is the Golden Fleece located. Hours later, the crew arrives at a mysterious island, an abandoned theme park. They go through the park and keep exploring underground. They then notice Grover arguing with a gigantic Cyclops. Grover has fake eye on him, making the giant Cyclops believes that he is also a Cyclops, especially that the giant Cyclops has a foggy vision. Percy calls immediately Grover over and the team is reunited. Grover informs them the Golden Fleece is on the Cyclops. Percy and Clarice try to get it but the Cyclops notices it. Tyson then steps in, doing what he promised, talking to a fellow Cyclops to calm him down. Percy then grabs the Golden Fleece and the whole team is able to escape, while locking the giant Cyclops inside. At this moment, Luke and his men appear. They want the Golden Fleece. Luke shoots at Percy and Tyson sacrifices for him by taking the hit. Luke then takes the Golden Fleece and capture the team. That same night, Luke is getting ready to revive Kronos. He puts the Golden Fleece on its remaining and energy starts coming out. At this moment, Percy frees himself and his friend and goes to attack Luke, trying to stop the revival of Kronos. Luke gets the upper hand but Tyson appears out of nowhere and helps Percy. He reveals that because he is Poseidon's son as well, the water healed his wound. Percy hugs him while being so happy that he is okay, he calls him brother. At this moment, the remaining of Kronos explodes and Kronos is being formed. Seconds later, Kronos is back. Luke talks to him saying he brought him back, but Kronos doesn't care and eat him. Percy then starts attacking Kronos. He realizes his powers also resonate with the box where the remaining of Kronos was. So Percy steps on Krona and goes through him with his blade. This finishes Kronos and Luke is being free. But he falls in front of the giant Cyclops. Kronos is then being put back in the box and Tyson removes the Golden Fleece. Percy thanks his dad who helped him activate this immense power. As everyone celebrates, Annabeth thanks Tyson and finally accepts him. The next day, Percy decides it's better Clarice comes back with the Golden Fleece instead. She puts the Golden Fleece on Talia's tree which comes back and the barrier is reactivated. The whole camp claps. Everyone celebrates Clarice as the hero while she looks at Percy. Days later, Annabeth calls the whole camp saying the Golden Fleece was more powerful than they thought. They go check the tree and Talia comes back to life, to her human form. Talia is so confused and Percy realizes now there is a second child from the top 3 gods, Zeus, Hades and Poseidon. Maybe she will save or destroy Olympus. The movie ends.